Carbon black, also known as black carbon. Okay. The chemical formula is C, and since it is just made up of carbon black particles, it is of course a molecular compound, and molecular compounds are known to have no metals at all. So as for the physical properties, but before, do you know that ashes are carbon black and oxygen combined because of the combustion? Probably not. But overall, carbon black is a dark pigmented black, of course, and it has different particle sizes as looking in the picture, small, grounded, or rocky. And it is spherical, irregular, crystal, and flaky, and the crystallography is hexagonal, and also it is insoluble, and last but not least, it is a solid. Woo! Surprise, surprise! You know that carbon black is a pure element? Probably not. Also, as for the chemical properties, we'll start off with conductivity. And as you can see in the diagram, electrons are jumping around because they jump onto other carbon particles. Carbon black is used to lower the material's ability to conduct electricity because it forms conductive channels with other particles. Overall, it can conduct heat away. As for heat stability, the particle size and the structure's interaction with light creates a strong tint pigmentation. And with the reactivity with light, with its dark pigmentation, it tends to absorb light or energy away. It absorbs all of it. As for corrosion, corrosion is reactivity with oxygen, and so when it is exposed to oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. As for the appearance, it has, of course, dark pigmentation, and it is also powdery like baking soda, but it's black, of course. Did you know carbon black is nero carbone, lamp black is pure nero di lampada, and wine black is nero di heat in Italian? Yeah. As for the history, it goes all the way back to cavemen when they first created the first fire. And soon after, scientists researched more about it to realize that it's carbon black. And J.K. Wright was a Philadelphia ink maker, and he manufactured the first production of carbon black in 1882. 1864, I mean. Godfrey Cabot and his family in 1882 was involved in the first production of carbon black. Soon after, they created their own carbon black plant in Buffalo Mills, Pennsylvania. And of course, that is the size of Pennsylvania.
And as for the uses, carbon black can be used in many different ways, such as rubber for tires, mascara, and cosmetics, paints and plastics, stove polish, leather, and even charcoal. Its benefits include tear resistant like a rubber band, dynamic mechanical properties, it conducts heat away, and is also somewhat stable because it doesn't react with oxygen and water.
As for the formation, the most popular known one is furnace black process. And the furnace black process is aromatic oils are burned in a reactor producing carbon and tail gas. After being cooled, the two chemicals are separated. Carbon black is then densified and formed into different sized pellets. And naturally, the most common process are either from wildfires or fossil fuels are burnt. The residual would be seed. And this is a picture showing combustion. And the pigmentation is formed by the combustion of oil, wood, vegetables, and organic matter. And ideally, vine clippings and small twigs are burnt. Did you know, since carbon absorbs light in art, it appears dark with infrared reflexography imaging, which results into the revelation of the prior sketch under the painting. And this is an example. The left is painting, of course, and the right is the sketch.
Impact on the environment. The impact would be negative because if carbon black were released to the water, it would eventually sink to the bottom as a sediment because of its insolubility. This would affect the water life and the sea, such as the fish and the octopus. Effects on the health. It can cause eye and skin irritation. If the dust is inhaled, will irritate respiratory tract and can also cause gastronomical irritation.
And this is a diagram portraying what may happen. Then again, make sure not to come in contact with this chemical for it can cause severe problems.
Is it toxic? Yes or no? Yes. It can cause decreased pulmonary function and even skin cancer.
Did you know that carbon black absorbs more energy than CO2 because it is a more light absorbing compound and is more organic?
Precautions needed to be taken. When dealing with carbon black, eye protection and gloves are needed. Also, protective clothing is needed to avoid contact with carbon black.
Also, make sure to not be by any heat sources and make sure not to be by fires, for it can be extremely explosive.